Disclaimer, this is a voiceover and not my own. I'm too shy for that.
Hello again. It's officially the saddest time of year. The time of year I actually get a normal sleep schedule, but with the sacrifice of going without Formula One for the entire summer. I figured it was time to introduce myself properly in the off-season, so let's answer some questions. Let's go. First up, Narissa asks, what got you into the sport and making videos? So originally, I grew up watching the Australian Supercars series. Being born in the 90s meant I was fortunate enough to witness, in my opinion, the last golden era of supercars in the early 2000s. On top of that, my parents also owned a hobby shop, and while it was mostly supercars merch we sold, there was also some MotoGP and F1 stuff as well. I do remember the shop at Southport quite well. I spent a lot of time in that store as I broke my arm quite badly on the first day of school that year. So 9-year-old me was usually in front of the store TV, watching highlights of various F1 and supercars races. As for the making videos part, it was mostly just I had things I wanted to say, and rather than yelling into the Tumblr/Reddit abyss, I figured I'd learn a new skill in video editing and that maybe the YouTube watchers might be interested in what I was thinking. Plus, I went to uni to study film and production, and even though I did drop out, it's still something I do have a genuine interest in. I thank the Monty Python movies and Kath and Kim for that. Joey asks, how long does it take to edit videos and what is your process? This one is a bit of a hard one to answer as I do add some extra steps most people don't. For example, as I state at the start of my videos, the voice you hear isn't my own, and I'm genuinely too shy and have this weird fear/annoyance at the sound of my own voice. I reached out to a few acquaintances I met at uni and asked if they had any ideas to get around it. One of them suggested using a voice mod, but because of my naturally weird mixed accent, the voice thing wasn't picking up what I was saying well. And apparently my accent is a combo of North American and Scandinavian, which makes no sense to me as I am Australian as well as my parents. It's strange, I get asked about it daily from clients at my work. Instead of using a voice mod, they went down the route of finding a voice actor. I'll be honest, I reached out about it so I could pay them for their time, but they insisted it was fine. I hope the voiceover enjoys reading this as if fuck's sake, me, isn't the one having to record this. For now, the mystery voice remains a mystery, to both of us. I don't really have a process making videos apart from finding clips and pictures, fighting with my program when it doesn't cooperate, and hoping for the best. I'm currently using CapCut as it's budget friendly, but I'm open to using other software as well. Una asks, where are you really from? You said Australian in one video, but sound British? So, I actually am Australian. I was born in New South Wales and grew up in Queensland, which makes me the most irritating kind of state of origin fan, as I do support the Maroons, having the bulk of my upbringing in Queensland. Again, the voice you hear is a voiceover, and he is indeed a POM. I'm from Birmingham, if anyone's wondering. Amir asks, what is your most unhinged hot take? I don't really have one I would personally consider unhinged. This is a tough one. The best I can think of at the moment is I do think the new street circuits being added is making the sport boring. I say that mostly thinking about how we have recently lost tracks like Portimao, Hockenheim, Imola, but that might be back apparently, and Watkins Glen. I do think the modern cars are too wide and chunky and take away a lot of overtaking opportunities. I do think some of the tracks mentioned could benefit from a revamp, and there is still a lot of potential in these tracks if they were given the right amounts of care. That, and we need to speak up more about the sports washing. The Qadiyah track is horrendous, but I won't get into that now. That can be another video. William asks, what is one decision you haven't gotten over? I have two. So one of them, the more recent, is from last year, and the infamous call asking Lando and Oscar to swap positions at Hungary. That opened a Pandora's box that I don't think McLaren will be able to close anytime soon. Pit stop mishaps are a part of racing, and it's odd to me they would ask the title hope to give up a win and valuable point. I say this as an Oscar fan, mind you. And my second one was the call to continue the disaster of the 1994 Imola race weekend. The race shouldn't have gone ahead. One death was too much as it is, and Senna was right to voice his concerns when you remember how dangerous the track was even before Roland's accident. I do often wonder what would have happened to both drivers had neither of them lost their lives that weekend. Could Senna have won more titles, have a family, hold off Schumacher? Would Roland have stayed another season? Would his team have folded at the end of that year? It was absolutely a turning point for safety in the sport, and sadly, you don't have change until something goes horrifically wrong. But it's nice to pretend sometimes, I guess.
Alex asks, what's one thing you hope to see change next season?
Next season is too soon, so I don't think much will change apart from the new regulations. I would like to see the environments at Ferrari and McLaren change, but while the teams are being run the way they are, I don't picture that happening for some time. They are the new Red Bulls, sadly. And with that, I'll wrap up this video. Take care, drink some water, and I'll see you again soon.